Well, reading the toxic relationship of My Girlfriend Is Not Here Today, then the amazing but heavy story of I Love Amy, kind of need like a palate cleanser, a fluffy, wholesome, heartwarming kind of Yuri. And that's where My Food Seems to Be Very Cute could fill that role. A relationship with a vampire and werewolf. Don't expect anything crazy to happen. It's a slice of life and slow burn Yuri. Just enjoy the good art and fun characters. Our story starts with a werewolf girl running away from her village and getting a bit lost. While moving, she notices an alcove, finding a random coffin inside, with a note that basically said, "You'll be mine for a year if opened," from Maria. Not thinking too hard about it, she just decides to just open it, and inside laid a beautiful vampire girl. Maria gets up from her slumber, takes a look at the one who awakened her to see a cute werewolf girl, who introduces herself as Xing Shangling? I maybe we get Genshin filled over here. Give me a moment.
新兰
Xinglan. Anyways, Maria questions if Xinglang understands what it means to open her coffin. That for 1 year, Xinglang must dedicate herself to Maria, which is fine by her, even thinks being bitten might be enjoyable. An idea Maria is all too ready to indulge, biting just her finger. A not unpleasant feeling, but more importantly, Jinglang remembers her original destination before meeting Maria, to go to the human city, and asks Maria to come along. So they set off, getting to know each other along the way. And before they knew it, it had already become nighttime. Maria suggests it'd be better if she leads the way from here, and manifests her wings. With Xinglang hanging on her back, they fly through the night towards the city. Morning comes, waking the two from their rest on a rooftop. Seeing a bustling city down below, they decide to go look around, but are in quite for the culture shock for how different they are compared to the humans around them. They stand out, attracting a lot of attention. And when the amassing crowd starts bothering Xinglan, Maria uses her vampire powers to silence them. All except for one woman, that is, another non human. Not wanting to cause a scene in the open, they go to a restaurant to talk. That where Qing Yu introduces herself, witch by race and novelist by profession. The surprising part being a witch, since they're allies of werewolves, but are enemies of vampires. But Maria's a friend of Xinglang, so good in her book. They talk for a while, and Maria realizes she's been asleep for over 200 years. As such, she's behind on the times, and has nowhere to live. Qing Yu offers them to stay with her, under the condition they help her with her novel. Xinglan agrees, so Maria goes along too, and they arrive at Qing Yu's home. They're told to wait on the couch, and when Qing Yu is back, she brings a pair of clothes for them to wear. A black and white school sailor uniform. Why? Because Qing Yu is writing a Yuri novel and using them for inspiration. They just happen to be a good fit for her imagination. And I can see why, honestly. Just look at those shots. Maria is so photogenic. To finish off, she even does a kabedon. In action, she's quite used to doing, in fact, because of all her past seducing of women. For the blood, that is. After all, they're just, quote, food to her. Hearing this, however, shakes up Xinglan, that she might just be seen as just food too, instead of as a friend. It doesn't help that werewolves and vampires aren't normally friends to begin with. In the past, werewolves attacked humans, biting them, causing those bitten humans to turn into werewolves too under the full moon. They seeked help from a witch to suppress their transformations, and in exchange, the werewolves were to help hunt vampires. The preceding vampire genocide is a rift between the two races. Before she gets too lost in her thoughts, though, Qingyu shows them to their room, and the rest of the hand-me-down clothes she's giving them. If they want anything else, they'll have to shop for it later. Shanglan is excited to go explore outside again with Maria, but worries she might be overstepping her boundaries as, quote, food. Maria assures her, though, that they're quite friends, alright. She's just standoffish about it because she's just never had one before, making Shanglan excited to not only be friends, but hopefully even something more down the line. Anyways, even though they share a room, Maria decides to take the couch while letting Xinglan take the bed. That night, Maria had a dream of the past, of her time as a slave. But the nightmare is thankfully interrupted by Xinglan. She casually flirts, to great success, and freshens up in the bathroom. And when leaving, sees the others eating, and joins in the only way a vampire knows how, going straight for Xinglan's neck. And it obviously is rejected, but her reaction is cute, so Maria doesn't mind, even feeling playful enough to tease her further, which goes as well as you'd think. After eating, they get ready to go out and welcome the bustling city once more. Things get a bit chaotic though. Xinglan, a foodie, just wants to try out all the new food she's never had, and runs off towards the food stands, having a great time eating, but realize Maria isn't with her. Meanwhile, Maria, a lover of cute things, gets enamored by a cute dog, following it and getting lost. With no better plan, she kinda just starts to chill with the dog, playing with it. Unknown to her though, Xinglang came and saw it all. It being a true smile even she never got. But that dog did. Xinglang confronts them, and Maria reacts like she just got caught cheating. She takes Maria back, and after some shopping around, they go meet Qingyu's friend, Chen Chen, a nine-tailed fox girl. This was the other objective for going out today, because Chen Chen can help monsters forge IDs, hide their non-human characteristics, and find jobs. In this case, help Xinglan hide her ears and tail better, though only in the eyes of humans. Maria also wants an ID, so she'll have to come back later in a few days. With that, their outing is complete. Back at home, things are a bit awkward now, probably due to the separation and dog incident. But a commercial for a smartphone appears on TV, and Xinglang finally changes her expression to a happy one. Seeing this, Maria sets a goal to try to get her that phone to make her happy. After a few days, Maria's ID is ready, so she decides to fly over to Shenxian's place. She gets it, but also has another purpose for coming over. She wants help finding a job so she can buy a gift for Xinglan. Shenxian narrows down the list of jobs Maria can do based off of her vampire abilities, which end up being mostly jobs for monsters. Maria heads off while looking at the jobs available, though in this new era of humans, those jobs are weird to her. But one stood out, a position at a bar, run by non-humans for non-humans. She looks around the address as it leads her to an alley. Held by a passing by minotaur, Maria finds the entrance to the bar, hidden inside a store, hidden inside a mirror. The minotaur is actually a security guard of the bar, so he lets the bartender deal with her. Said bartender being a snake lady. She says to Maria there's only two open positions, a waiter and a security guard, but thinks Maria isn't cute enough for a waiter, nor looking strong enough to be a security guard, and teases her for it, which mostly proves to just piss off Maria. She gives the snake lady a taste of her own medicine and teases her back with an added threat. She leaves and starts flying back home. Despite the bad encounter, the bar might still just be her best option. But she'll think about it some other time. The first thing she notices once home is Jinglang sleeping on the couch and is suddenly filled with desire. To touch her tail, that is. That aside, given the couch is where Maria usually sleeps, she lifts Xinglan up and brings her to her room. But all that movement startles Xinglan awake, causing Maria to lose her balance and pressing Xinglan on the bed. An awkwardness ensues, interrupted by Xinglan apologizing for startling her and Maria stepping out of the room, having mixed feelings about what just happened. Meanwhile, Xinglang's heart is racing, not able to get the sight of Maria on top of her out of her mind. It was just so enticing. The next day, Qing Yu mentions a firework festival happening later. This instantly gets Xinglan's attention as she hoped to go together with Maria. She goes off to ask her, but accidentally walks in while she's changing and runs off in embarrassment. Even if only for a moment, she did notice a strange symbol on her back, but something tells her she should not ask about that. Instead, she brings up the firework festival, which Maria agrees to join her for. They get ready to go out and arrive at the bustling, crowded festival. Maria even takes the initiative to hold Xinglan's hand, though only to prevent getting separated like last time. They make small talk, Maria sharing how she likes small animals and Xinglan sharing how she can talk to canines. It's kind of like they're having a date. But suddenly, Maria gets uncomfortable. She gets really bad with crowds and is reaching her limit. They run off, and in a secluded place, Maria holds on to Xinglan, spreads her wings, and flies off to a rooftop, just as the fireworks go off in the distance. Xinglan is amazed by the beautiful sight, and Maria agrees, but for a hidden different reason. The fireworks show comes to a close, but suddenly Xinglan reaches out for Maria, puts her hands on her cheeks, and scolds her for enduring the crowd despite her discomfort. Not one to be teased, Maria does the same and pinches her cheeks back. As they bicker back and forth, the little firework date comes to an end. Well, that's a good high note to end with. It's a very cute story with really good art, lovable side characters, and a healthy, not toxic forming Yuri couple. There's like over 200 chapters, and I've barely read 14 of those here. Though, the only official place to go read it is on Bilibili Manga in the original Chinese language. If you want English, you're gonna have to sail the internet sea alone to find that. But it will be worth it if you do. It's a marathon of a series, not a race. Wouldn't recommend binging it, but you do you. Hope you subscribe to stay up to date on my future Yuri recommendations, and see you next time.